A big hello and welcome to the Mockingbird Show. Today, I want to talk about something that enters, and it is a topic which becomes a very hot topic in the house. And what is that? Can you guess? It is the report card. When a report card comes into the house, there's a lot of conversation around it, the marks a child has scored. So today I want to talk about this report card, which is a source of anxiety for the child, a source of comparison for parents, and a yardstick for the schools to measure a child's success. But I want to ask a question. Does the marks actually tell everything about the child's capability? Or are we falling into the report card trap? A trap. Let's begin with a simple fact. What marks measure? It measures the score of a student in a particular subject on a particular day under particular circumstances. But what actually marks doesn't measure? It doesn't measure emotional intelligence, problem solving, critical thinking, honesty, love, empathy, compassion, and so much more that a report card doesn't measure. Then why are we attaching everything to the marks a child scores and the report card? Would you ever judge a fish by its ability? That would be really foolish of us. And if we do that, the fish would always think that it is of no good. So we have to look at children and how a child's development, a holistic development of the child beyond marks is important for the overall progress of the child and for the overall life success of the child. So let's get more into these broader perspectives, and let me try to make you understand a little about how the broader perspective actually helps us get to understand the child more, get to understand his talents and weaknesses more. So we have seen, not today, but since children who did not perform well, who struggled with studies, actually were really successful entrepreneurs, sports person, businessman, and so much. Whereas we had seen that very successful students in academics have not really done very well in their lives. So academic success doesn't measure everything. So we have to look at, if a child is scoring 95%, it is good. But a child who is scoring 75% may be somebody who is more empathetic, who is more loving, who has more interpersonal skills, more intrapersonal skills. Similarly, somebody who is scoring a 60% may be more innovative, may be more communicative and collaborative. So we have to look at the different skill sets. So while a report card only carries a fragment of the child's capabilities, yet we as parents and as teachers often make this mistake of comparison. We compare our children's marks to their friends, to the other peers, to the topper in the class, and so forth. So we keep asking questions like, how much did your friend get? Why did you get less? Why were you not able to perform? So let me tell you about multiple intelligence, which was discussed by Howard Gardner in the 1980s. And he talked about the different kinds of intelligence in a human mind. So Howard Gardner talked about 8 kinds of intelligence that actually makes up. So some of these include the linguistic intelligence, which is strong language and communication skills, logical mathematical intelligence, reasoning, problem solving, and analytical thinking. 3, spatial intelligence, visual thinking, design, architecture, and imagination. 4th is musical intelligence, sensitivity to rhythm, sound, and music. 5th, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, using the body skillfully in sports, dance, and movement. Interpersonal intelligence, understanding the working effectively with others. Intrapersonal intelligence, self-awareness and understanding one's own emotions. Naturalist intelligence, understanding nature, animals. So if we typically look at what the schools measure, it is mostly the linguistic and the mathematical intelligence which is measured, and the children feel that they are not smart enough. And what is the end result of this? It is that they attach their self-worth. Instead of being interested in knowledge gaining, they are looking at valid. Instead of enjoying the process of learning, they fear failure. As a result, learning is never complete when it is marks. So yes, in India, we have seen that the schools are doing exceptionally well in terms of the academic scores, the marks that children are getting, the cutoff marks which touch 100 these days. But at the same time, the schools are missing a lot. What are they missing? They are missing social emotional intelligence. They are missing communication development in children. There are a lot of children who are intelligent, but they are not able to communicate their knowledge to people. They are not able to express and label their emotions. They are not able to solve a problem properly because they are looking at solutions from the teachers. So we have to teach them all of these skills. They are not sometimes empathetic, yet they may be academically very, very strong, but empathy is a very core skill. That is, some children lack creativity, whereas creativity is to be encouraged. Even if we look at the STEAM and learning, we are talking about art, we are talking about creativity, design thinking. Are we looking into all of that? Are we looking into actual critical thinking in terms of a problem that we give, the inquisitiveness, the questioning capacity of a child, or they are just taking what is being taught to them? So character development is important, the personality development, how they talk, discipline, etiquettes, manners, habits, all of these are important, and I feel that schools miss this part when they are imparting education. So we not only need to look at the two aspects, which is logical, mathematical, and the linguistic development, where the marks are scored, but at the same time the other core skills that need to be developed simultaneously, and that also need to be appreciated when a child is showing those skills in their. And what do parents miss? Parents, no doubt, are thinking about the betterment of the child. They want their child to score more. They want their child to really shine. But they are pressurizing the child in a way. Instead of asking a child, how much did you score? You can ask them, what did you learn? Instead of telling them, why didn't you score these marks? You should ask them, what are the challenges you are facing? How can we take you out of these challenges? These are actually going to help the child to, trust, love, feel secured, and go towards learning with an open mindset, without attaching the self-worth. So parents, remember, children need encouragement more than evaluation. They need guidance more than judgment. They need acceptance more than comparison. When children feel emotionally safe, they learn better. When they feel constantly judged, they learn to hide mistakes rather coming to the hidden cost of report card trap. Parents in school need to understand a child who is judged only on the basis of the report card fears exam, fears failure, fears, to ask question. They avoid taking risk. They lose intrinsic motivation. They are not, children who are open to learning, because fear grips them whenever they go to learn something new and they feel that they may not be able to perform. So this fear needs to be broken, it needs to be shattered, and the Indian report card system is really pathetic, I must say, because it is so much about the grades and the marks and not at all about a child's intrinsic capabilities, because the child have not seen the future. You have not seen the child's future. So you cannot label and judge a child on the basis of the marks they get, because they might really outshine all their fellow intelligent peers in their final life journey. So, it is very important that we do not attach that much of importance to the report card. We need to measure other things as well besides marks, with collaboration. They need to develop empathy, problem solving, leadership, resilience, which is so important. Seeing the student state now, 25 died by suicide because of the NEET paper leak. It is really, really unfortunate. It is so unfortunate that these children have really struggled hard and they could not face this system of the country. Yet, if they had resilience, they could have survived. So there are a lot of skills that I have talked about today, and these skills are not marked in the report card, but they really matter. So last but not the least, I would like to suggest a few things for the schools and the parents on what they can do in order to prepare children not just for examination but for life. So for schools, I would suggest use diverse assessment tools, encourage project-based learning, recognize multiple talents, include social emotional learning, celebrate effort and growth, not only scores. For parents, I would like to say focus on progress rather than perfection, avoid comparison, recognize unique strengths, celebrate effort, build confidence alongside competence. So remember, your marks are information. And thank you so much for joining me today in the Mockingbird Show. I am so happy to address this subject today, which is the report card trap, because I have seen a lot of parents, schools, and students fall into the trap. And there's a lot of negative influence which the students face, the trauma, etc. And it is very difficult for them to come out of it. So if you feel that this video is important for all your fellow educators, then please forward it and be a part of the Mockingbird Show. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, because I come up with very important and interesting topics for all of you. And I always hope and pray that you be a part of the Mockingbird Show, so that we all work together to build up a society, to build up a nation which is full of a generation that is strong, that is resilient, that is capable of making their decisions, and who are ready to ask questions and also seek answers. So thank you so much, and always be a part of the